Hey guys, this is Peter, the Warner Brothers Universal and Paramount Fan 2002 here, and today's review will be the 1998 to 2005 Hanna-Barbera and Cartoon Network series, and this one is the Powerpuff Girls. This show is the first Hanna-Barbera and Cartoon Network series related to superheroes. This show was originally aired on Cartoon Network, Boomerang, Kids WB, a cartoon programming block on the WB and the CW, and currently streaming on Netflix, Hulu and its beta on Disney Plus and Max, formerly known as HBO Max. The show revolves around the adventures of three kindergarten-aged girls with an array of various superpowers: Blossom, Pink, Bubbles, Blue, and Buttercup, Green. The plot of an episode is usually some humorous variation of standard superhero and tokusatsu shows, with the girls using their powers to defend their town from villains and giant monsters. In addition, the girls have to deal with the normal issues that young children face, such as sibling rivalries, loose teeth, personal hygiene, going to school, bedwetting, or dependence on a security blanket. Episodes often contain hidden references to older pop culture, especially noticeable in the episode Meet the Beatles, which is a homage to the Beatles. The cartoon always tries to keep different ideas within each episode, with some small tributes and parodies thrown in. They make a wonderful superhero trio together, who fight off awesome villains like Mojo Jojo, Fuzzy Lumpkins, him, etc. They are helpful to many of their friends and family, like Professor Utonium, Robin Snyder, Ms. Keen, etc., as well as Townsville, since they are superheroes. Even though they do get on each other's nerves at times, they all have a wonderful bond and are great sisters to each other, which is very heartwarming. They always, almost always, show remorse for their actions. You can sympathize and feel sorry for them in some scenes and episodes, such as in Daylight Savings, Town and Out, Too Poop to Puff, Major Competition, Speed A Demon, Members Only, Knock It Off, Bought and Scold, Sweet and Sour, Save Mojo, Girls Gone Mild, What's the Big Idea? And especially the Powerpuff Girls movie. Despite having completely different personalities, they always manage to figure things out and get along with each other. They are really affable to anyone, even with their own enemies. They are probably Cartoon Network's most memorable trio. Their designs, like their big heads, big eyes, colorful clothes and fingerless hands, are very adorable. They are also likable in the Powerpuff Girls Z anime. First thing we have is Blossom. Blossom is the leader and the smart girl of the group, and also the most rational, meaning it's her plans that contribute to victory. She is the everything nice of the group. Catherine Cavadini does an amazing job at providing her voice. Even though she dislikes bullies like Mitch Mitchelson, she is still willing to help them out when she thinks they need it. She's also very creative, like using her ice breath to save Townsville from a large fireball, and also stabilize the hot weather in Eyesore. She's willing to learn from her mistakes whenever she screws up sometimes. Number 2, Bubbles. Bubbles is the cute girly girl of the group who is the most optimistic and shy, meaning it's her openness to friendship that sometimes allows the girls to gain an upper hand by not fighting without a reason. She is the sugar of the group. Her love for stuffed animals, such as her purple stuffed octopus wearing a small black hat, Octi, as well as real animals, like Bullet the Powerpuff Squirrel, is the most memorable thing about her. The legendary Tara Strong does a great job at providing her voice. She is downright adorable, because of her lovable design and personality. She can also sometimes know how to get her sisters out of a bad jam. Number 3, Buttercup. Buttercup is the sporty, no-nonsense tomboy who is always eager for a good fight, making her the key for overpowering enemies that can only be taken head-on. The fact the girls' personalities were based off single words from the kids' song What Are Little Boys Made Of? Makes this even more ingenious. She is the spice of the group, much like Tommy Pickles. She is very brave throughout the show, which is what makes her so likable. The fact that she has her green baby blanket, Blanky, is one of the most memorable things about her. Her tough girl attitude and the way she acts with that is very tough indeed, and also very cute. Like her sisters, she is great at combating and fighting, but is the most noticeable of the trio. She's also shown to have a love for sports. While she's friends with some bullies like Mitch Mitchelson, she's not afraid to stand up to bullies whenever she needs to, especially Ace, leader of the Gangrene Gang. She's the strongest of the trio, and really knows how to use her strength well. The memorable, for example, Daly does a great job at providing her voice. Unfortunately, the girls have been slightly flanderized in the 2014 special, especially when they all throw meltdowns over a dancing game. Their 2016 reboot counterparts have been badly flanderized. They were butt monkeys in the episode Girls Gone Mild. In Chemical Extraction, only one player can play as any of the girls and the other must play as a villain. Sometimes they can have unlikable and oak moments, like in Equal Fights, Candy is Dandy, Moral Decay, etc. Sometimes they're huge hypocrites. In seasons 5-6, Blossom was slightly flanderized into being much more bossier and arrogant, evident when she talks a lot faster over and over again in What's the Big Idea? She can be close-minded, egotistical, and arrogant at times. In seasons 5-6, Bubbles was slightly flanderized into being much more whinier and emotional, easily cries, easily scared, etc., evident when she cries louder in the city of Townsville. Whenever Bubbles does something equally guilty with Buttercup, she never suffers consequences while Buttercup does, which makes her a karma Houdini at times. In seasons 5-6, Buttercup was slightly flanderized into being much more meaner and short-tempered, evident when she made fun of her sister Bubbles for having squirrels in her throat in City of Nutsville. She is most unlikable member of the trio, because she is often very rude, harsh, abrasive, and aggressive. This is solely intentional, since that's part of her character. She can be cruel to Bubbles sometimes, sometimes does care about herself. About Buttercup, Buttercup's original name was going to be Bud, but one of Craig McCracken's friends suggested to call her Buttercup. Let's also not forget about their movie during the show running. This show has its own theatrical movie from Warner Brothers Pictures and Cartoon Network Studios, the Powerpuff Girls movie from 2002. Not only that, this is also the first time that Cartoon Network has its theatrical movie. Like many of their movies were direct-to-video, which is their movies that they were released on DVD, and air on Cartoon Network. Speaking of which, this show has its direct-to-video movie from Warner Brothers Home Entertainment and Cartoon Network Studios, The Powerpuff Girls, 'Twas the Fight Before Christmas from 2003. This show also has another movie, which was a special released on its 10th anniversary, The Powerpuff Girls Rule from 2008. This show didn't even went away after its show unfortunately ended and got cancelled in 2005. This show has its own Japanese anime series from Cartoon Network, Aniplex, TV Tokyo, and Toei Animation, Powerpuff Girls Z. The title of the anime is the same as Dragon Ball Z, also produced by Toei Animation, but still a pretty good anime series. Speaking about the reboot, this one from 2016 was just a stupid modern reboot that ruined the classic one, because of how the girls were acting like they were out of character. But then, worst part, it was announced the live-action adaptation of the CW. At least the CW redeemed his mistake. The live-action was cancelled by the CW itself after Nexstar Media Group, who previously bought Tribune Broadcasting, has acquired the CW. But then Hanna-Barbera Studios Europe announced to start the production of another revival series of the Powerpuff Girls. Let's hope it would not be the same as the stupid 2016 reboot. And so, for the final verdict on this show, I'm giving this show a 9 out of 10. It's one of the best Cartoon Network and Hanna-Barbera shows ever existed. Despite the show going downhill since season 5,